Kyle of Clicker, day two, day two of launch and live. How we doing, my man?
Doing great. Doing real good. Stoked to have this out there.
Yeah, so I kind of teased our conversation today at the end of yesterday's stream by saying just how impressed I've been with how you've been building this product. Obviously, with Sequel Ventures, we're early investors, and there has been many pivots along the way of what you're going after. But you've run an absolute masterclass, I think, in keeping people in the loop, having some very clear metrics, being very honest around what's working, what's not, and yeah, it's led to me seeing you come out and launch here, just being able to go like, I mean, this is the very easy for me to put my weight behind what you're doing. I don't know if you're going to go build the next billion-dollar things. I really, really hope you are, but I know that this is the best product that you guys have been able to build to date because of the work that you have done in the trenches with the small group of users that you've had so far. So kudos on all of that, and I think there's a lot to learn from. Other founders could learn from how you've sort of shown up and done that. So just wanted to say that. But before we get lost in any weird things here, give us the pitch. What is Clicker? What is the opportunity you're going after here?
Yeah, Clicker is the social network for traders. And so today what that looks like is a mobile app where you can see people commenting on their trades. So you can get in-context alpha. You can see if someone actually has a good P&L and a good track record of trading these type of tokens. And then you can see their thesis. You can see why they're buying or why they're selling. What's also really cool is you can see a whole timeline of history on each token and the story of that token. You can see other people's comments. A good example here is Clinker. The news hitting as soon as Rainbow makes the offer to try to acquire Clinker. And then you can see Clinker turning it down and the sell trade comments. And then you can see the buy trade comments as Farcaster comes in and acquires Clinker. It's the story of tokens. It's the why behind people's buys. And it's really simple. You can just link your trading addresses. And then whenever you trade, we'll send you a notification and we'll say why. And you just click on that, open it up, and add a comment. And this really models my behavior and my friends who are traders' behaviors. We follow each other's addresses, but whenever we see each other move heavy on something, we text each other and say, whoa, what do you know? So now it's just Clicker, the mobile app, texting you, saying, whoa, what do you know? And you add in your comment. It's almost like a public trade journal.
Can you put a maybe finer point on how it's different than FOMO, Vector, some of the other products people would have used? Because I think there's some subtle but very important design decisions you guys have.
Yeah. To be honest, we don't want to be the app in the long term. We want to be the trade comment network. We believe, as we're seeing right now in the market, all these apps are going social to solve the discovery problems. The only scalable way of solving discovery is social. And a lot of them are solving it via trade comments, appending this alpha, this context to trades. And so with our app, you don't trade inside of Clicker. We are a place to add comments and discover comments. And I just got off a call just now with one of our first partners who's integrating this inventory of trade comments and letting their users see this alpha inside of their own trading app and move really fast and copy trades within their app, and then comment on their own trades inside of those apps. So that's the main difference. It's just we're going for the trade comment game and not the trading app game.
I mean, it feels like a tough decision to make from a short-term business model perspective because, if you look at FOMO, like the fees that these guys generate off of trades that they initiate in their product are huge. But I guess you have some insight that there's a much bigger business model down the line. So I'm curious about that.
The FOMO guys are elite. Big fans of them. And I really admire how they've executed. And hopefully one day we'll work with them. But the trading app game it's a very competitive game. And there's so many features you need to add in to a trading app to make it incredible. And whenever we think about those features and the features that a trade comment network needs, there is so much to build in the trade comment network. And so, our true north is good trade comments and more copy trade volume on those comments. Those are the two things that we're focused on. And if we pull it off, it's the highest ARPU social network in the world. And it helps all of our trading app partners win. And so, yeah, we want to help those trading app partners win.
That is interesting because I think, we're talking, we're just talking with Chris, and I think one of the comments I made was the sense that maybe that sort of trade alert is not the right social object to build a network around. And because I always feel late, Frank D. Gods is into something, I should probably assume that he's got some size somewhere else and is just sort of, I don't know if that's what he's doing, but that's, I think, what one should assume. And I guess now that I'm thinking about Clicker, like the idea that you're able to be free from like the one app and social context and maybe asset sets that are interesting there, and instead get to be across the entire, like the blockchains and wallets are the social apps, and you get to kind of be the aggregator of the signals that are coming across. That feels like it might solve some, or at least maybe expand and not limit some of the social context limitations that exist in a specific app. Is there something that I'm not sure I'm articulating that clearly?
Yeah. Frank is an incredible trader. I think that for me as a trader, I don't want to be copying Frank. I want to find good traders and understand their context that maybe are not quite discovered yet. That's what I want as a trader. There's lots of those in Clicker today. Who are sharing their alpha in there.
So how does the discovery work? What's the? Is there a discovery insight here then?
Yeah, in terms of users discovering good traders to follow.
Yeah.
One way that people do is they like jump into the tokens that they hold right now, and they look on their Clicker profile, and they look at the people who are commenting early on those tokens, who are trading like themselves. That's like a good, easy kind of manual way of discovering. There's also leaderboards that are segmented according to the type of trader. Right now, that's base, Solana, Crypto Twitter, and Farcaster, but we'll see that expand significantly over time. And then there's this kind of upcoming algo sort that we're working on that boosts people who have interesting insights into a token that they just entered or exited. So there's so many cool algorithmic things you can do now. With something that like Clicker that we've built, where you can even just run comments through a basic AI model and determine what is a good comment, what isn't a good comment, and figure out what to surface there.
What do you think about the job to be done for trade commenters? Are they trying to build an audience? Is it more financial motivation? If I get people to copy trade me, I'm going to earn some money from that. Like what's kind of your North Star for the commenters?
Two things. It's status and earning. Are the two things. And so people love to be right. And there's two ways that you can be right. You can be right with high P&L. You can also be right with the right thesis. You can show, hey, I knew that this was the direction this thing was going in. And so not only did I get a good P&L, but I also had a good thesis that ended up being right. And so, our share cards, our partner apps share cards can include these comments alongside that P&L. And that's gets at status. That gets at building a following. The other thing too is we have a lot of non-traders who are uncomfortable shilling on main, maybe on the Twitter account that they've already grown. And they don't want to also associate their identity with that, their trading addresses with that public account. But they're so good at trading. And they want the satisfaction of bragging and posting about this and being right and building a following. And so they're attaching new Twitter accounts and they're building up a following there, and they're able to get that following because they have the proof on chain. They have the trade comments that allow them to grow that following, and that ends up being really fun. And then there's money. So earning money is a part of what Clicker trade comments are. Today, what that looks like is a leaderboard, where if you're getting copy traded the most each week, you're getting your cut of $5,000 that we're giving out every week. And that'll evolve here soon as our trading app partners go live into a more direct way of earning.
So, Daylight pivot to Clicker in development. I see you tinkering quite a bit, and then you make the decision to go live. I'm curious, what are you seeing in the data and the metrics that you're tracking that made you feel like, okay, we've got it working right now. Let's go live.
Yeah, I mean, the real inspiration behind Clicker is daylight. We have all these app partners who we personalize the explore screens for with things to do on chain. And in talking to all of them, they wanted to solve the discovery problem for trading with a social feed, and that's what really inspired us. Adding a feed endpoint alongside our explore endpoint. So explore is daylight, feed is Clicker. Clicker being a much better brand name than daylight for traders. The idea of never stop clicking. And we saw in our app partners, there's significantly higher engagement levels on their initial kind of primitive versions of feeds, and saw that this is where the market was going. So that's really where what inspired the addition of a feed and Clicker. And I think that just we're so good at relationships and BD and getting really prominent space inside of these trading apps. I'm really confident we're going to be able to run that again with Clicker and really help our trading app partners there. And then in terms of the metrics in the app, building a social network is hard. It takes time, and you have to be willing to accept the pain of showing someone something that you know is not good yet, but could get there. So there's a lot of one-on-one onboarding with people, and then man, our retention is insane. We see our day 20 retention hit 40% and then flatline and stay there at 40% for active traders. That's kind of a holy grail. That'll probably go down as we scale because these are early users, but it may go up or stay there because we only have 150 DAUs as of Sunday. Now we launched yesterday, have a lot more now.
Yeah, very interesting. Any early signs that are giving you promise or maybe even hesitation on the other side from launch?
Just the anecdotal DMs of people being like, holy crap, this is so good. This is so smooth. Or I've never seen my P&L visualized this way. Or wow, that's a really clever hack of just not letting people trade in the app, but just comment on their trades. Or the way that we handle copy trading and tracking copy trading there. It all just kind of like gets out of the way. It doesn't force you to do something you don't want to do. It just adapts to your current behaviors, which is consistent across all the DMs we've been getting yesterday. And then I love seeing a high P&L trader come in and get excited and screenshot their profile or their past P&Ls, comment on their trades, and get going. It's just kind of a fun way for them to feel comfortable shilling without shilling on main.
I'm curious about, you're going to be in a whole bunch of new endpoints here in apps. And I understand, I think that this sort of social into the trading experience is, I think a clear thing that all these products know they need. I am wondering about this sort of the crypto trader, and then what is that next group of people that come in? Because I think you're going to start to be exposed to a slightly more general audience, even though obviously they're still into crypto as you go into these other wallets. Do you see this as a behavior that maybe breaks free from the pure early adopter trader archetype into a broader set? Or how do you sort of conceptualize the scale and potential and new markets you could go after?
Yeah. The best example I have here is that in Q1, Robinhood is adding a social feed as one of the 4 bottom bar buttons on their nav bar. And the main prominent feature of it is trade comments. So the biggest consumers trading app in the world for retail is making a big swing on trade comments.
Do you have a sense of so it is trade comments is what they're going after as like the thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just Google Robinhood social and look at their landing page for it. So that's really compelling to me that they see this as the direction they're going. And I think a big part of that, though, in order for it to be interoperable across apps, is that trading needs to go on chain. And then trading needs to get better. Trading on chain needs to have better assets. And so as you're seeing equity perps come online, that's going to be really exciting. To be able to comment on your, whatever OpenAI short at the $1 trillion market cap will be really, really interesting.
Are you shorting OpenAI at $1 trillion?
I have no idea, man. That's an insane number.
We've been thinking, Josh and I were talking about that. Like, are we buyers at $1 trillion?
$1 trillion. I'm doing something at $1 trillion for sure, just to say I was there. I'm not sure yet.
I'm not shorting it. There's no way I'm shorting it. I think it's going to be a massive liquidity suck.
The penny buy just to say that you were there day one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Just screenshot that.
Yeah, interesting, man. Cool. Well, I mean, I would say Clicker is a product that you just need to go experience. Like many of these applications, I think there's so much in the nuance and how things are packaged up and the user experience patterns that are developed there. Probably worthwhile getting on Clicker today before you start seeing it showing up in all your favorite wallets and apps, so you can say that you're early and get a bit of the track record there. And if you go onto your homepage right now, we're seeing some really people are up. Some people are up. Some good folks to follow there, and just knowing a bunch of these accounts, they are. I know there is something about these new networks, but prior to them really jumping the shark, I think the quality bar, or the ability to discover that quality, becomes a lot easier. And so there's alpha even in that for being early. So recommend everybody go give it a shot. And then, I mean, just DM Kyle when you have feedback, because the dude is absurdly responsive and fast on iterating. And I see it every single week over week here. So we're stoked to be investors, man. Looking forward to seeing this just permeate into all sorts of different places that people maybe haven't quite expected, but we'll see it soon.
Awesome. Thanks for having us on, and shout out the whole Clicker team for getting us to where we are today, and our early users. I mean, so much of what Clicker is just because they've told us what they want and we've built towards it.
What a novel concept, grateful. Kyle. What a novel concept. You mean you can apply traditional product building techniques into crypto? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
How are you doing on your Pui's trade?
About flat to under right now.
Okay.
But I'm probably loading up more.
Not afraid to be early, right? You're not afraid to be early.
Yeah, props to you for coming with a 2028 thesis.
Insane.
The dude is long-term minded. I'm with you. I just didn't have the balls to pull the trigger on it just yet, I think.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2027.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Right. 2027, 2028, here we come. So.
All right. Kyle of Clicker, go give Clicker a shot. I want to make sure I get it. It's at Clicker. Oh, I mean, it's a phenomenal handle as well. I mean, the dude is just camping some dope. Not camping. It says acquired some dope handles here, right? What we got? We got at Kyle and at Clicker. Go give Clicker a shot. There's lots of lessons and insights in that if you're building, and you can go build yourself a lovely profile out there and hopefully copy. I mean, market's down, get into it now, because you're going to see the people on the other side rock and roll as they find and buy the right things coming out of this weirdness. So appreciate it, Kyle. All the best.
Awesome.
We'll check in
Thanks
soon.
for having me.
Peace, man.